See you. I had a conversation with Gareth this morning. I just said, don't worry, Gareth, shorts are the order of the day, just tone them down a bit. He thinks he's on Baywatch.
Yes,
Do you confess that Jesus is Lord?
absolutely.
Yeah, and that he's forgiven you?
I do.
And you've chosen of your own free will to follow him?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
in his name, we baptize you now in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
As a baby, I was christened and later a young boy confirmed. I don't really remember those days, especially when I was a baby. But more recently, well, 15 years ago, I met Louise. She led me back to the church where we got married and Grace was christened. That church was a very traditional church. I didn't form a connection, it was more of a formality really. As the Sundays moved on visiting the church less and less, before you know it, I haven't attended. I always thought to myself, I'm a good person, I don't need the church in my life. Until the day came when Louise and Kate themselves got baptised. I went along to support them, not even thinking this is something I wanted to be a part of. Then, as I'm singing along, it hits me from the inside like a red hot poker. It wasn't in pain, it was in joy. A warmth enveloped me. I was sweating, I had tears running down my face. I was an emotional wreck. I tried to hide my embarrassment. I really did believe I was touched by God. I had made my first connection. It was like coming home. But none of this would have been possible if it wasn't for Kate, my youngest daughter, attending Gateway Youth Club on the Fridays and then nagging her mum to attend the Sunday services. That in turn led Grace and I to start attending church with this newfound connection. These days I can't wait for Sunday services and generally get upset if I miss one for any reason. Well, so once again, I am getting baptised today. But as I'm submerged into the water, this symbolises me dying to a life without God. As I re-emerge from the waters, I am washed clean of all my sins. This symbolises the resurrection into a new life with God. I can't wait for my new journey to begin. Thank you all for attending today and witnessing my baptism. Thank you.
Very good.
So, because it was October and it's now October again, so it is a year, and that's exactly what's been happening. I've been immersing myself into my Christian role and learning what it is to become a Christian and becoming a better person for it. And I'm so much happier as well. I'm more content. You don't worry about the things as much. I know you sort of like you trust in God more, and I would then deal with those sins, and through dealing with those sins was starting to read the Bible, and that's what I've been doing most of this year is my head in the book, reading the Bible through it, and it's been like an instruction manual for me. It's telling me how I should be as a Christian. It gives you a set of rules to live by, good set of rules, and it sort of like tells you what to do and what not to do. A real simple one is you got the old David and Goliath story, haven't you? And whenever you read that, it's always just about David defeating Goliath, and they never really go on from that. But in the Bible, it does go on, and it tells you, when he becomes older, and he actually becomes king in the end himself. But it then highlights the difficulties that he has, and that he actually he commits a sin himself, and it shows how valuable we all are, because we think that he's absolutely brilliant and he's fantastic, and then oh no, he slips up. He really is human. But then God forgives him, and he learns from that, and moves on, and he prays to God, and he asks for forgiveness, and he forgives him. They all have little I'm scared or I'm worried, and they question God, and and it's like, and they all have these little issues, and it makes them all human. And I like that the Bible doesn't omit any of the bad stuff. It includes it all in. It says, look, here we are, warts and all type of scenarios. You sort of do pass that onus on to God and go, help me. And when you're praying to God, and it's surprising how many times those prayers do get answered in one form or another. It's absolutely amazing. And I'm just so happy. My family, we're all so much happier. What a wonderful day. Maybe these in other ways. I would say it doesn't make the situation easier, but what my faith has done for me is made me cope with those situations. We will come out on top and be better for it. I think everybody has to go through a little bit of rough and tumble, tough time, situations, but it's character building, and it develops you, and you build from that, and you become stronger for it, and we come out a lot better at the other end, and we trust in God that we will come out of it, and we will pull through. Absolutely. You think, exactly. Think Jesus died for us 2,000 years ago, 2020, and that how many hundreds of years is that? And we're just at the moment, in a few months of this situation we're in the moment. It's just a few months, which in God's eyes, that's just a little tiny blip of the whole time frame that he's had to deal with. I want God to tell exactly. It's the best kept secret ever, isn't it? Kind of, because everybody knows about it, but unless they actually sample it and try it, they don't know one. Everyone knows about Christianity. Everybody in the world knows about it. Everybody knows, what Jesus done for us, the God's out there, whatever. But they choose not to believe it, or they choose not to follow it. But if they did, if only they sampled it, they would see and feel how better it all is, and how much better the world would be. And not just our street for starters, our estate, Castleview. Start with that community and work from there. And if everybody would just follow our Christianity, how much better the world would be. Christianity is just like a chocolate bar. If you was to break up those little squares and you have a little tiny square of it, and then you think that you can put that bar to one side, you got another thing coming. Once you've had that little taste of that little chocolate bar, next thing you know, you go back and forth, and next thing you know, hang on, it's all gone, and you've just got the wrapper in your hand. And Christianity is just like that. You take one little bite of Christianity, and before you know it, you're gobbling the whole bar of Christianity. It changes your life. It really does change your life. You see the world in a whole new light. You didn't want heaven without